What's up, guys? I'm Bob.
I'm Matt.
And you'll notice on this episode of Beer of the Week, we're wearing the same clothes as last week.
Yes, sir.
It's because we filmed 2 of these in 1 day.
Yes, sir.
So if we seem happier in this episode than we did in the last one,
we're 1 beer in.
We're 1 beer in. Exactly. We feel great. So what are we drinking today?
We are drinking Edmund's Oast Infernal Machine.
Yes, we are. This is a hoppy red ale.
That's cool.
By Edmund's Oast. It comes in at a 3.91 on Untappd with a 6% ABV.
Nice. It's been a while since we've done an amber or red ale.
Yeah, so I'm excited about this one.
Me too.
Plus, they're a Charleston brewery, so they're somewhat local.
Yes.
I love Edmund's Oast. I've been to the brewery.
I've been to, yes.
It's fantastic.
It is very beautiful place.
Let's check this out.
Look forward to it.
Yes. All right, Infernal Machine. Infernal Machine by Edmund's Oast. 6% hoppy red ale. 3.91 on Untappd. I'm normally not a big red ale fan. They're not bad. I'll drink them. But they're not one that I normally pick up off the shelf. Normally I'm gonna go IPAs or I'm gonna go stouts. If it's winter, I'm gonna pick up a stout. If it's summer, I'm gonna pick up an IPA. But to see a red ale rated at 3.91, I mean, it's gotta be good. So the nose on this, very clean. You get some of those, this is hard to explain because I don't drink enough of these. It is a smell that is distinct to red and ambers. It's a light hop profile, a little bit more malt. I almost feel like I'm smelling a bit of caramel. That's a good nose. The look on this, it's a very light amber hue to this. Kind of that red color, that's why it's called a red ale. But very pretty beer. And it had good head right out of the can. So that's a feature that you tend to try and look for in these beers.
Oh, the nose on that is freaking sick. The nose on that is really, really nice. I mean, that might be one of the better noses on a beer I've smelled in a while. I mean, that's just really unique. Usually not really impressed with, I haven't been impressed with the nose on beer in a while. That's really cool. That's tasty. I love the color. It's definitely an amber hue or red hue. Kind of going in towards the orange. But in the heart of the goblet, definitely an amber ale. A little bit, wouldn't put this in the darker range because I've seen amber ales that are approaching really, really red, and that's kind of on the lighter end, almost double IPA-ish color. And I could just hang out on the nose of that goblet for a while. That's really, really nice. I don't know, the hops could have been aromatic, but the hops definitely come through in the flavor profile as well. This is a really, really, really nice beer. I personally had blind taste tested this. Would not have guessed it to be a red ale. At 6%, it's definitely not a double. So the maltiness in this, which would have lended me to classify this, if I had closed my eyes and tried this, I would have classified this as either a traditional IPA from way back when or a double because of the malt level. But the malt level does not override the hop profile in this at all. This is a very, very enjoyable beverage in my humble opinion.
The hop profile, it says a hoppy red ale, there's a very light amount of hop. It's got some sweetness to it, a little bit of that caramel that I thought I was smelling. Don't tell Matt. But this is good. It's not, I could see really enjoying this opposed to like an IPA because it has a touch of that hop, but it's not bitter. Like you do not have the bitterness from it. It's got a touch of sweetness to it that makes this very enjoyable to drink. It's making me question why I don't drink red ales very often. But there's no like overpowering or distinct flavors. Like this is a beer with a light amount of hoppiness, but it's a beer. Like it tastes like beer with a light amount of hoppiness, a little bit of caramel, good nose. It's very enjoyable, very drinkable. So brother, what'd you think of this?
I really like it.
I know you do. I figured you would when I was drinking it. I do think it's funny though, because we described it a little bit differently. You said that if you blind tasted it,
yes,
you would have probably classified it as a double.
Well, the maltiness on it paired with the hop profile, would have lended me to think a double.
My attitude towards it was more so of, I understand why this is not an IPA because the hop level is not there.
Okay.
Like it's there, like you can smell and taste the hops, but it's so little of it.
Okay.
That I was like, I get why it's a hoppy red ale and not an IPA.
Yeah, I mean, I guess for me, it's because my palate picks it up as more balanced, and for me, doubles traditionally came across as more balanced hop and malt.
I think if I had really keyed in more on the malt, I may have been able to see where you were saying that.
Okay.
I think on my end that this was, I picked up more like sweetness.
Okay.
And like a kind of a caramel sweetness.
Well, it makes sense. I mean, I was having trouble picking up the sweetness on the beer we tried earlier, so I may just be having trouble picking up sweet right now. I don't know. I mean,
You're having trouble with your sense of taste?
I just had a wonderful sense of smell.
Shit. No, you were just wearing that mask, right?
I have no problem with my sense of taste.
You are much closer than 6 feet.
You want to hug?
Based on my experience, this is about 6 inches.
CDC guidelines. We do beer of the week like this.
Well, no, this is good to me. Like it's not, in my opinion, it's not hoppy or malty enough to be like an IPA.
Okay.
Which is it's probably someone with my palate that called this a hoppy red ale. Because, you know, if they were in your shoes, they'd probably have wanted to have classified it as an IPA.
Maybe. I mean, for me, it's just nice. For me, it's nice just finding a beer where somebody didn't try and do something over the top just to palate wreck or to blow somebody's socks off.
This drinkable.
To me is just a very, very solid beer.
It's drinkable. And honestly, this is something that I've come to expect from Edmund's Oast. They do not try and overdo any of their beers.
They try and do what they do well.
They just try and do it well.
Yeah.
And I've come to appreciate that from them, that I know if I'm getting an Edmund Oast beer, I'm more than likely going to enjoy it.
I think that's a fantastic way to put it. Yeah, I mean, for me, being kind of in this scene, I'm over being wowed and wooed and overwhelmed. I just want to enjoy what I'm doing, you know, what I'm drinking while I'm hanging out with a friend.
And they do a great job, and this is just another example of that. So, Infernal Machine. Infernal Machine. Very good. And this is excellent can art with the skull in there, and
I'm trying to remember what the reference is to.
The Satan tail and Infernal Machine. It's got to have something to do with like Dante's Inferno.
I don't know.
I
just always called things that didn't work that were mechanical infernal machines.
But this is the furthest thing from 7 layers of hell or whatever.
Yeah.
Levels of hell. This is 0 levels of hell, several levels of heaven. This is a good beer.
Yep. Agree. Thank you, Edmund's Oast.
Yep. Cheers. Great beer. And we'll see you next week. Beer of the week.
See you guys.
What's up, guys? I'm Bob.
I'm Matt.
We did not change clothes from the last episode. Well,
I don't know how to change clothes. I can put a vest on.
We wouldn't. What's up? Hold on. Here we go.
Is that enough? Hold on.
Please, for the love of God. Don't do that.
Don't